Ashley Murphy. This is her final lesson. Ashley Murphy, what years are we? What age?
This is 11th grade English.
Okay, 11th grade English. Excellent. Can you give us your Common Core and your learning goals, please?
Yes, and my Common Core is like a full page, so I apologize. The first one is demonstrate knowledge of 18th, 19th, and early 20th century foundational works of American literature, including how two or more texts from the same period treat similar themes or objects. And just so you know, I'm not going to probably hit all of the learning goals, but it's like touching on each of these. So, students compare texts from a time period on an issue with historical events resulting from those beliefs, and with a seminar letting students draw and support their own conclusions. Students need to synthesize materials and evaluate information. Analyze a complex set of ideas or sequence of events and explain how specific individuals, ideas, or events interact and develop over the course of the text. Write narratives to develop real or imagined experiences or events using effective technique, well-chosen detail, and well-structured event sequences. Now I lost it. Use a variety of techniques to sequence events so that they build on one another to create a coherent whole and build toward a particular tone and outcome. Use precise words and phrases this is all one thing, by the way, telling details and sensory language to convey a vivid picture of the experience, events, settings, and or characters. Provide a conclusion that follows from and reflects on what is experienced, observed, or resolved over the course of the narrative. And then students' podcast personal webpage / Facebook page narratives. Podcasting skills include collaboration, writing, speaking, presentation, communication, technology, auditory storytelling, and information. In addition, students enhance their media literacy and oral fluency. Use technology, including the internet, to produce, publish, and update individual or shared writing products in response to ongoing feedback, including new arguments or information. Okay, I'm done. I can't do the lesson. I spoke too much. Okay, and the students will be able to, these are my personal goals, the students will be able to listen and follow along with the teacher with a brief review of the characters in The Great Gatsby on the bulletin board, listen as the teacher introduces a Facebook project, get a group of, give me 1 second. Hello. No, I'm not teaching today.
Oh, we don't want to interrupt them. I have 8th graders.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll just tell them about it.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Are you a sub today?
I was like, you know.
You should have said they can come in if they've read Gatsby.
If they've read Gatsby.
Read.
Okay, so listen as the teacher introduces a Facebook project. Get into groups of 3 or 4 to create and present one Facebook project. The project should be created on a laptop and represent one of the main characters in The Great Gatsby to 95% accuracy. Participate in a Socratic seminar where the students will discuss the different perspectives of the characters in The Great Gatsby and draw their own conclusions to 100% accuracy. And quietly watch a brief video clip from The Great Gatsby movie.
Y'all better have your big girl panties on today. We got lots to do.
Which Great Gatsby?
It's
Leonardo. Okay, good.
All right, so good morning.
Good morning.
Today we are going to start out, since we just finished up The Great Gatsby, we're going to get into our project, our final unit project. But first, I figured since we did finish and we powered through The Great Gatsby, we're going to listen to one of the songs in the actual movie, and while the song is going, feel free to grab either sparkling water or there's what's it called? White cranberry peach juice. So whichever one, you can try it. I've never had sparkling water, so I don't know how good it is, but good luck. So you guys have until this is over to have a seat, and then I have a couple birthdays I want to go over with you.
Okay. I'm going to give you some peach.
And this song is fun. I'm going to turn this front light off so you guys can see you all the time.
This peach is good.
Is it bad? Do you not like it? Here, I'm going to try it.
Go ahead. What's that?
Did you smell it?
No, taste it. Put it in your mouth.
I'd like to know who he is.
Oh,
Have you all
okay.
great now?
What are we doing?
Now it tastes
Oh! Oh! Cheers!
Yeah, saved it.
Oh!
Myself just saved it. She put
If you put a little peach in it, it takes the taste out of the sparkling water and makes it good.
Anything that you want. Just ask for it.
So if you watch some of this clip, this just kind of gives you like a taste of the 20s and the time period Gatsby was living in, and all of these characters, what they were going through. So lots of party, lots of drinking, heads and champagne glasses, even though it's sparkling water. So if you can recall, that is really where the setting of the book ends.
Oh, that's intense.
Takes the breath away, doesn't it?
Alright, it's over, so I'm going to go ahead and pause that for now. So, does anybody have anything they want to share, something they know about the 20s? What was the 20s about? Miss L?
I know that women were like really pushing their boundaries and trying to go like with shorter hair and their dress and trying to get more politically motivated because
Right.
I mean, suffrage movement was really big.
Absolutely, absolutely. Emily?
In the 20s, a lot of things were Egyptian-based because this was the time where, like, King Tut's tomb was discovered. So everything, their makeup, their decor, their headdress, like they had headdresses, Egyptian-based.
Anybody else have something they want to share about the 20s?
Nice.
I did actually not know that, so that's a pretty cool. Yes, Kaylee.
For being a history buff and a makeup artist.
Speakeasies and everything, and like when people would go to like underground clubs.
Yeah, so if you know, the 20s was during the Prohibition era, so a lot of people made their money by bootlegging and selling alcohol illegally, because it actually was not illegal to drink alcohol. Like if it was in your house, it was illegal to sell it. It wasn't illegal to buy it, it was illegal to sell it. So, but a lot of people made their money away that way, and as we will look a little bit later, Gatsby made his money that way. So here in a minute, we're going to head back and look at the characters a little more in depth, just to refresh your memory. But first, I have some birthdays I want to go into. If I can pick this up, this jacket's a little tight. That's okay. Is there only two, Miss L? Okay. All right. So Paige is our first birthday. Woo! Yay, Paige! All right. So what was your best birthday?
I have to say my best birthday was
Worst birthday?
my worst birthday. It'll probably be this year because my first one that was
What
Understandable.
was your best present you ever gotten?
Well, for my 16th birthday, my grandparents got me a car. So
Okay, true. I relate. Okay. Favorite kind of cake?
I actually don't really like cake. I really like ice cream.
What's your favorite kind of ice cream?
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Okay. How do you want us to sing to you, Paige?
Oh gosh.
I'm trying to think.
Do the Charles.
I don't know.
Okay, so you know how like everyone can probably like this more about like screamo voices.
Do we have the headband while doing it?
Maybe, like,
No.
You know it's
Can't do it.
okay, it's more like hardcore whispering because
You're right.
Unless you can actually scream, which
I can't.
All right. So screamo voices on 3. Everybody ready?
I don't like that.
1, 2, 3.
Like 5-finger death punch.
To you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Paige! Happy birthday to you!
Right? Isn't that screamo? Is that not right? Okay.
My
Sounded
sister
great.
right now is practicing screamo. She wants to learn how to sing like that.
Emily,
And our
please don't
second
die.
birthday, if she makes it to then.
Okay, we got
It's Emily. All right, Emily. Favorite birthday, best birthday.
Okay, well, my favorite birthday would have to be when I went to Disney World and I had dinner in Cinderella's castle with the princesses.
That's my dream. That's what I want to do. Me with my friends.
Worst birthday?
Last year, because I didn't really do anything. Which is kind of
Same. Same.
Best birthday present.
going to Niagara Falls.
Nice.
Fancy, fancy. All right, and favorite kind of cake if you like cake?
Red velvet.
Red
Oh,
velvet.
same.
All right, and how do you want us to sing to you?
Oh gosh, Emily.
Let's
Doing stuff.
just
We do it in song.
Disney
We start
version.
so like
Musical.
okay, so like Snow White, like Snow White.
Hit progressively high pitch.
Yeah, just
Just high pitch awkward it.
All
start
right.
at Elsa and get to Snow White.
All right,
I
high pitch
can't.
Disney princess voices on 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Alright, so like I said, we're going to go ahead and look a little more in depth at our characters and refresh your memory. So do you all want to grab a chair and meet me back at the carpet? We will look at my half-lit bulletin board because the rest will turn off. I know, I'm not with them and they're just not doing what they're supposed to do. But that's okay, don't You're right. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to look at each of these characters and how they connect to other characters, etc., etc. Just to refresh your memories, because we are going to be starting a project in a little bit using these individual characters. So these little things are for your use, but I'm going to go over them. So we're going to start with Nick Carraway. So if you remember, Nick Carraway is the narrator of our story. He moves in next door to Gatsby, meets Gatsby, and kind of gets sucked up into this life of just like lavish parties and alcohol and... Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Nick is also a distant cousin of Daisy, and as I said, he is the narrator. So everything we read in the book is kind of from his perspective. And he really is probably the most honest of everybody in the book, even though that's kind of even in question. If you look at some of the quotes he says, he considers himself honest, but there's some sketchy stuff going on. Okay, so if you look over here, sorry Seth, I'm going to be blocking you. He was briefly in a romantic relationship with Jordan Baker. So if you look at this, Jordan Baker is a friend of Daisy. She knew Daisy when she first met Gatsby. She is a professional golfer. And she, like I said, she briefly dates Nick, but she doesn't really like that he doesn't fall for her charm and her dishonesty. Nick describes her as very dishonest. She avoids clever men so she can trick the unclever men, things like that. She earned her money through professional golfing, but her integrity is kind of called into question. She's been known to cheat at different tournaments and things like that. So. Alright, so Jordan, as I said, is friends with Daisy Buchanan. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were raising your hand. Daisy is Gatsby's main love interest. He is obsessed with her.
Pardon the interruption. Would Kedar McQueen please come to the office? Kedar McQueen, please come to the office.
She is unhappily married to Tom Buchanan. She really seems only to be interested in his money and his power. She enjoys a lavish lifestyle and would not settle for anything less. And she basically earned her money by marrying Tom. When her and Gatsby first met in, I believe, Louisville, Kentucky, Gatsby was going into World War I at the time, and she was popular with the officers as Jordan had said. So she fell in love with Gatsby, Gatsby fell in love with her. She promised to wait on him when he came back from the war, and then the war ended and he didn't come back. I have a clip to show you on this that explains a lot of the characters, but you'll get kind of Gatsby and Daisy's backstory. Ultimately, he did not come back, and she ended up marrying Tom Buchanan, which is this little dude. He's married to Daisy, has a daughter with her who's a baby during the time of the book, but we don't really get to meet her. But he is unfaithful, and he has a mistress. He's racist, cruel, and emotionally unintelligent. He's described by Nick as having shining, arrogant eyes. He kind of serves as a juxtapose to Gatsby in a way. He's very cruel and doesn't really care for anyone, whereas Gatsby's very devoted to Daisy, although she's with someone else. Tom was born into what's called old money, so he was born into a rich family. He was a football star at Yale, and that's kind of how he earned his living. He didn't do all that much for it. Alright, so then if we look, now I'm going to block you, Noah. If we look at Tom, he's having an affair with Myrtle Wilson. Okay, Myrtle is married to George, but obviously is having an affair with Tom. She eventually, there's not a whole lot to say about her. Her and Tom aren't major assets to the story until the end. Myrtle is actually hit and killed by Daisy in Gatsby's car. So to set up that scene, there was a big fight where Gatsby is in the room with basically all the major characters. So Jordan was there, Gatsby, Nick, Daisy, and Tom. And at this point, Gatsby is begging Daisy to tell him not only that she loves him, but has never loved Tom. It's not enough for her to just say she loves Gatsby. So Gatsby is trying to pressure her into saying she never loved Tom. It gets out of hand, and Gatsby and Daisy speed away with Daisy driving. Daisy hits Myrtle, who again is Tom's mistress, and kills her, but because it was Gatsby's car, Gatsby took the fall for the love of his life and said that he was the one that hit her, all of that good stuff. So if we follow this little arrow here, we see that Myrtle Wilson is again married to George Wilson. After Myrtle is hit by the car and killed, Gatsby takes the fall, George ends up shooting and killing Gatsby. So that's kind of the end of the novel. Gatsby is killed at his funeral. Not all that many people show up, even though hundreds and hundreds of people have gone to these parties to kind of use him for his money. So if we follow the little shoots and kills bracket thingy, we see Jay Gatsby, who is sort of the main character. He is largely a mystery to his peers and the people who go to his parties. He's very captivating. He's a mystery to them. So there's talk of, how did he get his money? Oh, I heard he killed a man. I heard he was a German spy. When in reality, he was a bootlegger, and that's how he earned his money. But he did lie to Daisy. He told Daisy he came from a wealthy family, and that's kind of where the question of, does Daisy want him for his money or for him? It's iffy there. So it is very complicated. So he moves in from Daisy across the bay 5 years after they originally met, and is trying to win her over with these big parties in this huge mansion. And so there's a lot of speculation about who he is, what he does. So many people go to his parties and have never even met him. They just kind of show up. So those are kind of the main points of the characters, and we are going to use these characters to create a fake book. So we're going to go over that here in a minute, and I will talk about what that is and everything. But just kind of be thinking of which character you have a strong connection with, one you really dislike, one you really enjoy, something like that. So just keep in mind, personally, I would not use George or Myrtle, just because, like I said, there's not a whole lot of stuff on them. But like from here over, be thinking about that. So if you guys want to head back to your seats, I can show you that scene real quick that I was telling you about. That'll give you a little more information on the characters. Alright, so this scene, it's pretty brief. I'm pretty sure it's only a couple minutes. But it's kind of Jordan explaining to Nick, who has just moved in and experienced this whole life. It's her explaining to him the history of Gatsby and Daisy and talking about most of the characters in the novel briefly, but it'll give you a little more insight. So this is from the newest Gatsby movie. Oh, good grief.
Yeah, I didn't realize I'd make it. It was the day I got my new English golf shoes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying. Okay, there we go.
Daisy was by far the most popular girl with the officers from Camp Taylor.
Hello, Jordan.
One of them was in the car with her. It was Gatsby. And the way he looked at her is the way all girls when we looked at her.
So, tell me what happened.
Well, I don't know. Gatsby was sent off to war. When the war ended, Daisy waited, but for some unknown reason, Gatsby couldn't return. A year later, Tom Buchanan of Chicago swept in and stole her away. He gave her a string of pearls worth $350,000. But the morning of the wedding, Daisy received a letter.
All of Daisy saved her life!
What is it?
No! Leo!
No one must know about it.
What was in the letter?
I don't know. She wouldn't tell me. But it was too late. That day at 5 o'clock, Daisy Fay married Tom Buchanan with more pomp and circumstance than Louisville had ever seen. After the honeymoon, I saw them in Santa Barbara. Well, it was touching, really. I'd never seen a girl so in love with her husband. A week later, Tom crashed his car. The girl with him was a chambermaid at the Santa Barbara Hotel. It got into all the papers.
It's a strange coincidence.
What is?
The fact that Gatsby's house just across the bay.
It's no coincidence. He bought that house to be near her. He threw all those parties hoping she'd wander in one night. He constantly asked about Daisy. I was just the first person that knew her.
All that for a girl he hasn't seen in 5 years. And now he just wants me to invite her over to tea. Modesty of him.
Can't take the breath away, does it?
Alright, so like I said, just gives you all a little tiny bit more background. So with that, somebody just started playing. That was weird. With that, I just want to introduce you all to your final unit project for this. So it is the Great Gatsby Fake Book Project, and what is going to happen is I'm going to give you all groups of 3 or 4, and we're going to create a fake book for one of the characters. So I'll let your groups decide which character you want, but I don't want to do repeats. So one group may have Jordan, one group may have Daisy, etc. So does anybody know what fake book is? Ashley, do you want to explain it real quick?
We did it in Miss Roberts, actually. And you basically just make a Facebook page on a certain character, like in any book, really. So.
Alright, so yes, fake book is, give me just 1 second. Here, I'll let you guys read that. I hope that's Jimmy. Yes, she is. Okay, I'll send it. You're welcome. Becca, you have to go to the office. Sorry about that. Alright, so Facebook is an actual website, and it's set up just like Facebook. I'm assuming you all know what Facebook is. If not, we can have a private conversation about keeping up with us. So, what I want you all to include in your projects is you need a minimum of 3 posts for your character. So these can be funny, they can be sarcastic. I want them to reflect what you think the character would say, what you believe the character means, or something they would do, etc. I want a minimum, I can't read this from here, of 2 responses from other characters on these posts. Yes, Michelle?
On our fake book, can we Google things if we're not sure?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say,
because I cannot draw.
A really good site to use is Schmoop or SparkNotes if you need more information on the characters. So I would suggest those 2 if you want to Google. That's fine. Yes, Ashley?
Should we write this down?
You can. I was going to leave it up for you, or I can make a printout for you guys. It's whatever you guys think works best. But let me get through it real quick, and then we can talk about that. So, like I said, a minimum of 2 responses from other characters in the book. So say they post a status, say like Gatsby posts a picture of him and Daisy comments like, wow, we look great together, or something like that. It doesn't have to be super in-depth, just something that you believe the characters would say to each other. I also need you to include a profile picture and at least 2 other pictures of the character. So this could be a picture of one of the characters in the movie. There's an old movie and a newer movie, so whichever one you prefer. It could be an actor or actress you wish had portrayed them in a movie, or that you think should portray them. It could be a drawing, whatever you want to do. Get creative with it. I want 5 pieces of personal information. So if you know Facebook, you know they have the little bio and your interests, your birthday, favorite quote, favorite book. So you can get creative with that too. Whatever you want to do on that. It is completely open-ended. At least 5 though. If you want to do more, fantastic. There's a box on Facebook where you can include 6 friends with pictures of the friends. So at least 6 of those, which should be pretty easy. If you take away 1 character, you can easily come up with those. And there's some more characters in the book that are a little less significant that you could add in as well. Also, page activity. So, if Gatsby posts something and Daisy likes it. That one's not major, just as long as there's some sort of page activity of others doing something. Also, I know people who have people who have Miss Roberts know that they also, we have a box of food. That's exciting. Miss Roberts graded on cheese factor, so if you don't know what that is, make it cheesy, make it sarcastic, make it funny. It's an easy way to get extra points, and I will enjoy it. So that is that for you. And real quick, I want to pull up Facebook and show you how to search it, so you know how to get there and how to operate it. That's not it. All right, so this is Facebook. Here, I'll type it in so you know how to. So when you're searching for Facebook, literally type in Facebook and hit enter. And it's the first one. It's on classtools.net. So this is what it'll look like. So you can follow these instructions pretty closely. It's really not, it looks like a lot, but it's not that difficult to operate, I promise. So if you look, you can add like the, I don't know what they call it on Facebook, but like a wallpaper image, the top part on Facebook, you know what I mean? A cover photo, that's what it is. That's where you'll, over here is where you'll add your name, the things people see when they like search you. So the picture, your name, etc. Here's where you do the personal information. So it's really easy to add lines. I know it only has 2 and I'm asking for 5, but you literally just, I don't want to click it because all the boxes will go away, but if you click it and edit, you can add lines and you can add like your interests and things like that. Here's where you click friends. You can edit pretty much everything on here. So like even the title friends, you can change that. So like if you think they should all be enemies, you can make enemies and put all their enemies down. And you can, if you scroll down a little, you can add another box and do even more friends if you want. To make a post, and you can also add YouTube videos, hyperlinks, etc. That's super easy to do, and if you need help, I can help you with that. But in order to do a post from, say, the person, like your character, you would just type their name in the name bar, the date, and their post, and hit post. If you want to do it like another character commenting on the page, it's the same thing, just change the name. It shows up the same way, and I wrote it what you mean. But yeah, it's pretty easy to operate, and if you scroll down, if you're still super confused, if you're still super confused, there's like a 90-second tutorial on it. That's probably explains it a little better than I can. So now you have your project. Do you have any questions for me on what we're supposed to be doing? All right.
Can you put the requirements back up for us?
Yeah, hang on one second. It's hard to put down here. There we go. So, I will be drawing your groups. Like I said, it'll be groups of 3 or 4. And as we do that, I'll write the characters for each group up here so you guys are aware. No, did you have a question? Do you have your hand up? I'm sorry. No?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's fine. I thought you did for some reason. So I'll write the characters up here. Right now, what I want you guys to do, I just want you to talk with your group and start on like scrap paper, writing out a rough draft of like what interests you want, what you want to do, so you don't have to like go back and do the Facebook. So this is going to be a 2-day thing, so we'll have today to kind of start doing it. By the end of today, I want at least some of the like simple stuff done, like the personal interest, having the name and picture up there, things like that. And then when we go to wrap up, we'll talk about what we've done so far and try to get ideas from other people. Bounce ideas off each other. All right, so I will draw. Where's my little dude? Okay. All right. Ashley, C, Seth, and Hope. You're group 1. So what character do you all want?
Gatsby.
You want Gatsby? Okay.
Gosh dang.
Curses. You know what I said?
Curses.
Okay.
I want the car that hits her.
These characters are awful, guys.
They're awful
They really
human
are.
beings.
Okay. Paige, Duha, and Emily. Daisy.
Duha took your Daisy.
I'm sorry, I'm just writing one name up here because we don't have one.
Duha took Daisy. Dang you, Duha.
All right. I'm I'm gonna add one of these to one of the groups. Kaylee, I'm gonna stick you with Ashley C, Seth, and Hope. So that's another group of 4. All right, and then this group of 4 is Becca, Noah, Claudia, and Melinda. What character do you want?
I want the car.
Okay.
Sorry, guess we're doing Jordan.
Jordan.
Yep,
Jordan Baker.
Jordan.
Alright, so if you want to get out a sheet of paper, you guys can move around the room. You can go to the locker room, carpet, wherever you want. If you need me to help with anything, let me know.
20 minutes.
Are we making one as a group?
Yes, one Facebook as a whole group, sorry. I'm going to let you all work for, say, like 15 minutes, and then we're going to wrap up and have a discussion.
You may quietly eat your lunch if you order Jimmy John's.
So, I wanted
Yes, one Facebook for each group. If you would like to join a group, you may. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this bulletin board is for you to use. So if you need the information on it, you can grab the little thingamabob.
Alright, where's your tiger going?
You can grab the paper out and.
No, or you put it on your laptop.
I didn't do it, yeah.
Hello, hello.
No, oh, I just get a brownie from someone. This is horrible.
She's handling all the interruptions. Welcome to teaching.
Is he turkey lettuce onion? I read it.
So we're gonna say Daisy and Jordan.
We're doing Jordan.
Jordan Baker, the umpire, was born in 19.
Their family, they were born.
So where you go?
Yeah, the umpire for Australian football. Well, the book was made in 19. How she would be
But like I said,
she was born in 19.
so
April 5th.
you all. So how are you all interpreting her right now? No one can use it. Okay. So.
She's like 20, right? That's what I said. So she's like 27. So she was born in 1898. Yeah, all that's coming is when the book was published, not exactly what I thought.
So the thing with Jordan is that she's very honest about she's shady, but she's very honest about her decisions. She's a dishonest person. One of her famous quotes is that she dislikes careless people. She hates careless people, and the reason being is because she herself is a careless person. So, for instance, she's driving and she says, "I'm careless as long as nobody else is careless. It's okay." So that would be a good way to kind of take that if you wanted to. Personally, Joey is my favorite character because she knows what she's doing. She's shady, but she knows she's shady, and she was a good. Oh right. But yeah, Shmoop is a great website to get on. They have a lot on Jordan that makes it really easy to understand. Are you finding pictures and everything okay?
Watch this. Her first motorcycle was Daisy.
Okay, so we got, what do you have for birthday? August 30th.
I'm gonna post that.
Oh my god.
Where do you live?
That was
My name.
From the right guy. Change the name.
Wait, when's her birthday?
They're all about the
Family. How old, or no, who is her husband? She's not related to anybody?
Okay, that could be one of the 5 things. Relationships things.
She likes things.
Unless it's on and off. But it's complicated. Dropping my baby.
What's his name? Nicolette?
That's an option.
Yeah, so what's another?
Birthday.
Family, but no.
So families, no that.
She was brought in by.
She likes to golf.
Wouldn't that be an occupation? Professional.
Oh, you wore a quote that before. No. It must not be so strong.
Yeah, you can put favorite.
And that was
Miss Murphy.
me.
never loved Tom. That's all I said. I did love Tom.
Why do you make that like a post and her favorite whole mom? Because she's sad.
True.
That's kind of what we're doing.
Erase the word out. Daisy, whatever you put.
Alright, sorry about that. What do you all need here? What's that?
And now,
For some reason the Facebooks right now aren't allowing anybody to upload pictures, and that's fine. We can go back and fix that. Just leave it for now. You guys have about 5 more minutes to work or so before we go into a discussion. So that's actually the time that's happening. So don't worry if it won't let you upload a photo yet. That's okay. Just work on the other stuff for the time being. Is that all you needed, or did you want to? Okay. How are you all doing with Wilson? One L.
What, from what I said?
So how are you guys?
That's kind of good idea.
Maybe it'll hold up my face.
George Wilson comments
The
like a
profile
little
picture
bit.
was
And then
way
there you go.
away.
And then how ironic is because I have a correct.
Oh, but that's great.
I kind of like the other Jordan.
No, stop. If you look far and the symbols and caps in the back are kind of bad because the color yellow from
Great.
usually represents like wealth. A lot of the color symbols in Gatsby, such as yellow. Yeah, for example, Gatsby's card's yellow. He's got tons of green. But also kind of represents year's end. The whole thing. Also, the color green kind of represents the end. If you look at Dr. Ethelbert's eyes on
There you go.
There we go, we got it. Do again, it should be still in your thing. Make sure you take care of the valley of Aspen situation.
It's true, it's true. Alright. Let me know if you need any more help.
Shoot.
Do you have any posts done, or are you still brainstorming?
Pardon the interruption. I need Kyle Peck to the office, please. Kyle Peck to the office.
Put Jordan.
Oh, how did you get the picture up?
You have
You
to
put
type
from
in,
Gatsby.
yeah, you have to put in, dang it, upload to a big
Like, if you just type in Jordan Baker, it came up as like
Yes,
a young man.
because I've done this before.
Okay.
Typed in from Gatsby.
Good job.
I got it.
So you could also do, remember Jordan and spent their childhood together. So you
I
could
know,
do like a
we're
throwback Thursday picture.
we're doing one that says, yeah, so sort of, but we have one where it calls about her here. Let's get that, like, quote saying that, and then we do the one about.
Oh, hold on. Friends.
She has Daisy.
Daisy, what's her last name?
Alright,
Buchanan.
ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go back into
Buchanan, I'll put the thing so you can see it.
Go ahead and wrap it up. I'm gonna let the other groups know you have about 1 minute to get everything saved and all of that.
Got it.
Okay.
1 minute, wrap it up with about 1 minute to start save it, all that good stuff. About one more minute to start saving, start getting everything together, and then we're gonna meet back in the locker room. Once you have everything saved, please meet me back in the locker room. We're gonna sit in there and discuss.
I'm thinking that we're going to put it
Kind of matters. When did you get that?
Alright, do I have everyone?
Indeed.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to run this discussion. It's going to be really brief, but we're going to run it. Have you all done a Socratic seminar?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, does anybody not know what a Socratic seminar is? Alright, so we're going to run it similar to that. I have a few questions I'm going to throw in, but as long as you are respectful of everyone else and make sure if somebody's talking, you are listening, then we're all set.
Sorry.
You okay? Do you need a blanket?
No, I'm good.
Alright. So I'll start it off. So who is your favorite character in general? Who do you relate to the most? Most of them are kind of hard to like, but talk away. It's Socratic.
I was just gonna say Daisy, just because she's really pretty, and I don't know, I just really like her.
She's
Just
pretty
for the movie. In the movie, she's like gorgeous.
I know what you mean,
and
definitely.
I love her outfits.
Okay, anyone else? You can just talk. Socratic seminar, you don't have to raise your hand. As long as you are not interrupting, you can.
Like Gatsby, just because he's gold. To be honest, having a big mansion and being able to throw lavish parties.
So I know with Gatsby, I discussed this with another group. Do you think Gatsby is just romantic and in love with Daisy, doing everything he can to win her over, or is he kind of obsessive and stalkerish? What is your opinion on that? All of the above?
I think he's obsessive. Period.
See, I just want to say he loves her so much he's becoming obsessed with her. Because I feel like he wants her, he realizes where he's messed up with her, and so he wants that relationship not really that relationship, but he wants to be in Tom's shoes because he wants her more on that.
So do you think Daisy genuinely loves him back, or she loves him for the money he's now earned? Because if you look at the one scene in the movie, I know that's going to be more for you guys, but in the movie there's a scene where they go back to Gatsby's house, this big lavish mansion, and Gatsby is just trying to show off his stuff. And he's throwing these beautiful shirts down at Daisy over this balcony, and she's just like, stop, oh my goodness, and laughing. And then she starts crying. And he's like, what did I do? What's wrong? And she's like, they're just so beautiful. The shirts are so beautiful. She's crying, I mean, me too, but she's crying over the beauty of these shirts.
Same.
So how do you... You
don't
can
have
just
to
go.
raise your
It's an
hand.
open discussion, so you don't have to raise your hand.
Alright, so in that little snippet
You go.
in that little snippet we saw, it said America's most wealthy bachelor to wed. So that implies that Jay is in fact not as rich as Tom.
At the time, that was when they first wed. It was 4 years prior to where they are now.
But he's been missing for 4 years.
Just earning his money.
I would just like to point out, didn't they fall in love before Gatsby?
Before Gatsby earned his money, but Gatsby was an officer at the time, so he had no way to prove his wealth or prove he wasn't wealthy. So he told Daisy that he was born into old money, that he had a wealthy family, even though he came up from basically nothing.
Oh.
He didn't have money. He's one of the few characters who actually earned his living, even though it was bootlegging and it was illegal. So if you look at it from that perspective, Nick was born into old money. He was born into a wealthy family. Daisy married into money. Tom was born into money. Jordan also earned hers through professional golfing, but cheated to get it. So Gatsby earned earned his money honestly, but illegally. Except for he did lie about the fact that he had money originally.
But I felt like when he was throwing like t-shirts down the balcony and she was just like crying and stuff like that, because I remember I've watched the movie multiple times. But I felt like she brings in like the trees and like even if she says like they're beautiful shirts, but I think she realizes what their love like was before he left and how genuine it was, and the fact that she is now married to someone else, she realizes they don't have the same connection like her and Gatsby did.
I also just want to point out, like, I'm the kind of person I would have waited, like, around for Gatsby, because I feel like she just wanted the money from Tom.
I agree. I think that Daisy also just very much wanted the money. But at the point she married Tom, it had been a year since the war had ended. She thought Gatsby wasn't coming back. But at the same time, it's been a year. Like, come on. Wait, hold it out.
I do blame her.
I don't know. She didn't know if he died or not.
But also, I talked about this with the group as well. If you look at Daisy, she can't make decisions very well. She doesn't know what she wants, and she knows for a fact that like Tom is cheating on her, and she stays with him, and she knows that he's doing all of these things, and she continues to stay with him, and we never really get a reason
Doesn't
why.
Gatsby tell her that?
I can't recall.
Because I'm pretty sure he did in the scene where they get in the big fight right before the car accident happens. Remember when he was next to the window and he was whispering to her, telling her he's cheating on you anyway, so what do you have to lose?
I think that Daisy always, this is my personal opinion, I think that Daisy always had the inkling that Tom was cheating on her. If you can remember in one of the first scenes of the novel, when she's talking to Nick, she says, in reference to her daughter, saying that the best thing a girl can be in this world is a beautiful little fool. And to be oblivious to everything going on. And she hopes her daughter will be that. So I think she always has an inkling of Tom's cheating. And in the scene we watched, we see Jordan say that Tom got in an accident, and the girl in the car was a chambermaid, like that he was obviously cheating on Daisy with. But Daisy just chooses to turn a blind eye to it. She chooses not to pay attention to it. So I think Gatsby calling her out on it kind of put her over the edge. Like, okay, I have to face it now. And that's when she killed Myrtle. So, alright, so we will wrap it up there, and we can continue tomorrow. Hopefully this discussion gave you some ideas on what you all can use for your Facebook pages. So I would say come tomorrow with at least 2 or 3 ideas for posts or interests on the little sidebar, whatever, and we will start tomorrow out with some more time to work on that, and then we'll present. Have a fantastic day.